Welcome back to Lawn Dude on Earth. Thank you for listening to the show today. Let's see what topic we get into after the intro. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lawn Dude on Earth. This is Micah, owner of Lawn Dude Lawn Maintenance LLC, your host for the night, evening, midday, morning, whenever you listen to this podcast, per usual, like I always say. I appreciate the listen. Now, real time, this is the time of year when most people in our industry go to Equip Exposition. I have to be, I guess you can call myself the 1% because I'm one of the few who still haven't been able to go to Equip Exposition. Now, I see a lot of people that are able to go to this all the time. They're able to make this their trip for the year. Um, Now, reasons why I am yet to go, man. It comes down to me not building this business the way it should be built. What do I mean by that? What I mean is I still have this business to where I haven't delegated to anyone. I haven't got it to where this business runs without me since I've been in business. Even when I've had employees, I've always been on the crew. I've never been out of it. And at this point, I am a solo owner operator by choice. So I haven't structured anything for me to do that. And like a year like this year, it comes down to this, man. Everybody always talks about going to Equip. Well, you know what? I care about more than Equip. Vacation with my family. Huh. Vacation with my family is way more important than me going to Equip Exposition. As madly as I would like to go, um, I would like to get it to where my wife and I are able to go and, you know, we go see what it's all about one of these years. But for that to happen, I'm gonna have to make sure everything is financially stable. I'm gonna have to make sure that we at least have a vacation as a family before I even consider that. But I say all that to say, not going to Equip isn't the be all end all. I know for me, I spent this time grinding, you know what I mean? Like, still trying to sell work. Um, just trying to take advantage of the time. I've been trying to take advantage all time so far this year. That's just the type of year it has been. Currently, I guess, going off current events of what's going on right now, we are currently shifting slightly into leaf season while I guess closing out mowing season. I was hoping maybe we mow a little deeper into the season, into November, even though most of our contracted mows and at the end of this month of October, which is only a couple weeks away. Hard to believe. But it's insane that we went through a drought over the summer and got a ton of rain a couple weeks ago, and stuff started growing right away that week. And I'm sitting there like, I bet we're going to be mowing all into November. But this week I'm going out to properties and it's like it's typical October lawns. It's been cool in the mornings and these lawns just aren't growing like that to the point where I did my big route today. I only pulled the trimmer out a couple of times out of all the stops. I've only pulled it out a couple of times all day. It's been mow and go at all these properties, not even having to blow up sidewalks because with the shoe blocker, you're not getting anything on them. So it's that time of year when mowing winds down. Uh, excuse me. So I listen to other podcasts, in particular, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Shout out to Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Um, he had he always well not he had he always says this is the time of year when you pat stats. He's right. If you do things the right way. Personally, usually that's what I could honestly say, but uh, it's no secret how the season has gone for me. It's not even patting stats, it's getting it to where I can survive because right now the situation is just not great. It's just not great, man. Just, we doing the best we can just to survive, really. So that's kind of why I was hoping mowing would last a little longer, but it's all good, man. I'm pumped right now to get ready for 2025. I'm pumped to make some changes for the better because definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, guess what? I'm not going to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. I'm going to make some changes. So I am definitely working on that. I kind of spoke on that in the last podcast. Going to be looking more into my numbers. If I got to raise a lot of my prices, and that so be it. That's what I'll be doing. Going to be looking at really increasing uh, excuse me, in the property maintenance services moving forward, along with everything that we do already, and possibly tightening up the area that we service. So currently, these are the thoughts going through my mind. Just getting ready for the next season. It is always tricky when you're transitioning equipment. I feel like this is the toughest transition for me every year. Is getting the leaf system ready. I'm need to build up our leaf box, which I'm hoping to get done within the next couple of days. Gotta run and get more supplies. Every year we strive to create a beefier and beefier and beefier setup. And this one I want to be the biggest setup, not only the biggest setup, but to be able to take the most amount of leaves with the vac trailer. Been a year, but you know what? It's about how you look at it. We have definitely been blessed at this point. We've been real blessed at this point, to be completely honest with you. Um, we've been blessed since day one. Now, this podcast right here was supposed to actually be released this morning. I know that in the world of podcasting, I can keep these little tidbits and secrets to myself, but part of the purpose of me podcasting is to bring you the real. You know what I mean? Like, I want to bring in the lowlights as well as the highlight reels. So, real time. Today is the Friday. Today is a Friday. I literally just, recorded my mental health podcast before this one. I'm sitting here at my son's practice. I actually recorded the beginning of this podcast last night, but once again, with me talking about how I'm being real here, what happened was just being me, trying to really be the best I can be at everything. I was falling asleep during the recording of the beginning of this podcast. Like you can hear it in me just kind of stopping in little sections. Basically, I had fell asleep for like a good solid 5-10 minutes, and then I'm looking and I'm seeing that the podcast is still live, or it's still I'm still recording. Oh, thank God it wasn't live. So I did edit it to where you know I continue on right here, right now. But basically, man, I didn't make it to equip because I have bigger goals for me right now. Not to say there's a problem going to equip. I think it is a great opportunity if you're able to go. I'm just not in that position right now. I was actually real time listening to Brian, with Brian's Lawn Maintenance. I was listening to Fulton Unfiltered, his podcast this morning, and he was talking about leaf removals and just the equipment and just remembering tarping and raking and getting better equipment now. And that really hit home when he was talking about this in this podcast. While I sit here and talk about how it's been such a tough year and going through this struggle and that struggle, end of the day, I am so doggone blessed, man. God has been nothing but good to us. While we have a lot of business debt, one thing I could say is it's all been needed for needed things. I'm not laying under a truck anymore. You know what I mean? Trying to work on it, wrench on it, get it ready for the next day, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm blessed to have a newer truck. I'm blessed to have a a box truck for the mowing setup. I'm blessed to have equipment that I can depend on to get the job done. Equipment that allows myself as a solo owner operator to go out here each and every day and knock out these jobs. That is all a blessing. Speaking of leaf removals, this is literally the best setup I've ever had. So I can't even complain about transitioning. I remember times when transitioning for the season was non existent because I didn't have equipment to transition to. So you know what? Not complaining. Not complaining one bit. I have no problem with transitioning because I, as a solo owner operator, I'm able to do cleanups by myself with the stand-on blower. The FB 3000 has been a blessing. Having a right ZK with a bagging unit and a blower attachment has been a blessing. Having a debris loader that is turnkey, starts up every time, is a blessing. Having a dump trailer is a blessing. Having the Echo PB9010s, oh my goodness. It's like having a mini jetpack on your back. I am so blessed. I am so beyond blessed right now, man. I am so overjoyed right now. And I don't take any of it for granted. So I'm rambling on here to basically say that I am grateful. God is good. And while sit here and complain about how to cover this, how to cover that, how to come up with this, how to come up with that, end of the day, I still got to thank God for blessing us. We have come so far. I still remember being audited by the IRS and thinking about quitting right then and there. I still remember times when I didn't know how we were gonna come up with, a solution for getting a piece of machinery back up and going. God has always blessed me to be able to wrench on my own equipment and get it running. And now I am in a position where I have a situation where any piece of equipment, guess what? God has blessed us with warranties on these pieces of equipment. So you know what? Count your blessings. And if you're in the section of your life where you're struggling, that is not a big deal. That is not a big deal at all. We all got to start somewhere. Y'all be blessed. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Lawn Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.